Thanks for tuning in to Let's Talk About It Media 21. I hope you're having a great day. Stay positive, stay focused. Let's get to it. What is the hot topic that's going on YouTube or Instagram? Copyright disclaimer: under Section 107 of the Copyright Act of 1976, allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comments, news reporting, teaching, scholarships, and research. Fair use is use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. All comments are alleged, in our opinion, and for entertainment purposes only. Don't forget, the Cash App is Let's Talk About It Media. Thank you for all your love and support.
So don't forget to like, to comment, but be kind. And also turn on the notification bell. That way, every time I upload a video, you'll be the first one to see it. Let's get to it. If you don't want to leave a comment, that's fine. You could always leave a thumbs up, a heart, a rose, a flower. Any and everything helps with the algorithm. So let's get to it. I've been meaning to do videos in regards to Love is Blind. One, when I noticed this couple here, Uche and Aaliyah. We're going to talk about Uche and Aaliyah in regards to the relationship in the pods. Seemed to get along really well. She was interested in him. They seemed to get along in regards to being very bright and intelligent. And then he was... they were talking about their past relationships, and everybody has a past. Red flag 1. She had mentioned to him that her relationship, there was concerns. And when I watched the interview with Aaliyah, she had said that there was alleged concerns, allegedly, with both her and her ex cheating, not with Uche. She's trying to get to know Uche in the pods. So they're in the pods, they're talking. So he gets upset when she finds out her relationship from 2 years ago, a guy he don't even know, she allegedly cheated, but she never told the guy. So they've been broke up, allegedly, her ex-boyfriend, for 2 years. Uche gets mad in the pods. And it's like, how would I know you won't cheat? How would I know this won't happen again? She was like, that was 2 years ago. I'm a new person. I'm a different person. I'm well educated. I'm bright. I'm not into that. That's why I'm here, because there's growth. Do you know he had this girl crying and she didn't know if the relationship was going to work? So it gets better. So she goes in and she's connecting with the women. But it's interesting that there's one woman that's really wanting to connect with her. And I'm like, okay, she really wants to get close to her. Then it comes out that Uche had dated somebody that was also in the pods. So they're in the pods talking. And it was like, you don't know who this is? And he says the woman's name. We're going to get to that in a minute because I'm going to show you the picture. So Aaliyah's getting comforted by, let me pull up her name. Aaliyah's getting comforted by, Lydia. Her name's Lydia. So she was like, just hang in there. You deserve a good man. He's going to have to get over it. That was your past. That was your past. So I want to say 1 or 2 days later, maybe a day, Aaliyah and Uche starts to talk. And then Uche tells her he needs to tell her something. She was like, okay, what? Love is Blind's a trip. And I'm hoping the show's going to last. Because there's an alleged lawsuit about something that don't have anything to do with these two. But there's an alleged lawsuit in regards to how the cast is treated on the show. And then there's alleged several people a part of this lawsuit in regards to, I'll get into that. There's so much going on. So make a long story short, Uche tells Aaliyah he knew Lydia, dated Lydia, broke up, got back together, but come to find out, he didn't tell her the full story, that him and Lydia had slept together 3 months prior to them getting to the show. So the two women are sitting there comforting each other, talking. And then Aaliyah tells Lydia, I know. She was like, oh, he told you we knew each other and we dated? And she was like, yes. But then Aaliyah said, I don't want to know a lot. I don't want to know a lot. Just don't tell me a lot. And she's saying, oh, his car. Oh, I know his house. Oh, I met his friends. Oh, I got a gift for his dog. Going on and on and on. She was like, no, I really don't want to know much. So, of course, after Aaliyah and Lydia sitting down, they're talking. She's still talking about everything they've done. And then towards the end, she says, yeah, I just wanted to let you know, I want to be honest. We slept together. We slept together about 3 months ago. And she was like, wow, he didn't tell me that. So, of course, Aaliyah gets in the pods with O'Shea. And he was like, okay, did you talk to? And she said, yeah. She basically told me everything. She knows your house, your car, your friends. And oh, yeah, you guys just slept together 3 months ago. Why didn't you tell me that? And then they're talking, and he's a trip. Red flag, red flag, red flag. He's a trip. So I'm going to make a long story short. So they seemed that Aaliyah was going to say, okay, we can move past this. You're not interested in her anymore. You're here to try and find love. And O'Shea was basically like, yes. So the next day, Aaliyah is supposed to sit down with O'Shea, and he's thinking about proposing. So O'Shea is sitting in the pods, and there's no Aaliyah on the other side. And O'Shea had given Aaliyah a book, and the book is sitting in front of O'Shea. So he knows something's going on. So they played it out for like 30 seconds. He was like, hello, and Aaliyah's not on the other side. So finally, the producer says she's left. She decided not to continue with the show. So let's fast forward. They sit down, they're talking. He meets her, and they're sitting. This is the picture on top. They're talking. She took her braids out. They're talking. And he was like, look, I loved you. I trusted you. And why did you leave? And she was like, because I just didn't feel like I could move forward. He said, you should have told me that. So make a long story short, she's talking about stuff. He's saying, hey, I need to tell you more about Lydia. You know, she was following some of my friends. They were saying that she was following their stories. And there were several people allegedly saying, you know, Lydia was following O'Shea's friends, women, just friends from his Facebook page or Instagram, whatever. It was just interesting. So they're talking back and forth. She's like, well, I could have said more, but I just didn't want to shade her like that. I kept telling you she's someone that's somewhat trustworthy, blah, 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 blah. So this dude, she's basically saying, okay, I care about you. Let's make it work. He then tells her, no, I think we're better off not being together. I was like, wait a minute. She shouldn't be begging him. He wasn't even honest, and he came for her when she said she cheated 2 years ago, and here you are with a castmate 3 months ago. Be careful, ladies. So that's that. O'Shea and Aaliyah and Lydia. So the biggest thing is they're not together. She ended up going on a podcast, Aaliyah did, and she talked about how she's moving forward, moving past it. She deserves better. And she was like, I shouldn't have to fight for him. And then Aaliyah had said, well, she kind of thought when they met with the picture above, she kind of thought that he kind of didn't fancy her. She's a gorgeous woman. Huh. Gorgeous, natural hair, bright, intelligent. She's a nurse. Very caring, very respectful. If she tried to forgive him in the past, then she changed her mind. Then allegedly, when they came out of the past, they tried to date, and he was saying stuff, and she was like, this is all too much. So she blocked him for like a day or so, a day or two. And he was like, I didn't know if something happened to you, and you blocked me. And there's just so much going on in regards to dating O'Shea. Sorry. So I think I'm going to make this video about them, and then I'm going to do one about the actual cast, and then I'll talk about Lydia and who she's dating, and I'll talk about the cast and the alleged lawsuit that's coming for allegedly Love is Blind and how the cast is treated. So, well wishes to Aaliyah, O'Shea. O'Shea then tried to mess up Aaliyah and her guy friend's relationship, and we'll go over that because Lydia decides to choose Milton. Yeah, Lydia decides to choose Milton. Smart guy. He's younger than Lydia by like 3, 4, 5 years, whatever. But yeah, this show is something else. But ladies need to know their worth, and don't let a guy try and twist it on you or try and change it on you or try and make you feel a way if you made a decision and then you're saying, okay, if you want it to work, okay, let's make it work. And then he says, no, I don't want it to work. Okay, you didn't want me in the first place. You wanted to make me look bad, look away, and feel away. So happy for Aaliyah. Moving on, moving forward. The show had what? 15 women, 15 men, and there was only two that tried to get engaged. And those two are having issues. There was three. There was three. I'll go over that later. But yeah, this season wasn't a great season. Interesting. And then they tried to bring the cast on for the two that did get engaged, three that did get engaged, and they tried to do different scenes to build up drama. But yeah, O'Shea's a trip. Real talk. O'Shea's a trip. People need to be careful. Women need to be careful. If he was dating Aaliyah, and then everybody was like, and I'll show the picture of Aaliyah later. Many people were saying, did O'Shea and Lydia, did they go on the show knowing that they were going on the show together? Or did she find out, or did he post something or whatever? Because like I said, remember how O'Shea was saying, Lydia, not Aaliyah, he was concerned about her going through some of his posts. So Lydia, I'll show a picture of later. I want to keep this post up. It's a lot going on Love is Blind. But Aaliyah's beautiful. She's bright. She'll find a great man that's not going to play mind games. That's not going to do red flags. That's not going to make you feel away. She felt she needed to leave, and she did the right thing. She did. Because they would have got engaged. They would have went on this trip. Him seeing his ex with somebody else. He tries to, O'Shea, he tries to have you understand, but then he also has the red flags. And then he's checking a lot of women at some of the events saying, well, this is what's going on. It's like, well, you try to make her feel bad about her cheating 2 years ago, and here you are, like in Lydia, who's 32, like in Lydia, and none of us knew. Y'all both should have been upfront with everybody. So well wishes. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for supporting the channel. Like, comment, and subscribe.